Hello again. Most people today are so used to the idea of Islam as a militant and aggressive religion, which is expanding into Europe at a dizzying speed, that they will find it hard to believe that only a generation ago nobody in Britain was even aware that Islam could be seen in such a light. Of course, most people knew that there were people in Britain who were Muslims and that some of them lived in towns in the north of England, but that was nothing remarkable. There were also Hindus and Jews, Buddhists and Sikhs, Catholics and atheists. There was nothing in the mid-1980s to mark Islam out as being in any way different from all those other minority faiths, or lack of faiths, which existed in this country. Muslims just got on with being Muslims as Jews got on with being Jews and Sikhs got on with being Sikhs. What changed all this, not just in Britain but across the whole world, was the downfall of the Shah of Iran in 1979. Until that year, Iran had been a progressive, westernised country which was a staunch ally of both Israel and the United States. When the Shah was overthrown in a popular uprising, most people assumed that the country would turn into a left-wing state, but the arrival back from exile of Ayatollah Khomeini put an end to such a prospect. He had become a symbol for some religious fanatics, and his return precipitated a religious revolution, which ended in the country becoming a theocratic state run strictly according to the dictates of the Quran. Still, Iran was a long way from Britain, and this didn't really make any difference to us in Europe. The problem was that Iran is a Shia nation and are looked upon as heretics by many Orthodox Muslims. The establishment of a Shia state, which began to represent itself as being at the forefront of the Muslim world, caused many Arab Muslims to grow uneasy and begin to become more militant about their own beliefs. It was something of a spark in the Muslim world, particularly the Arab Muslim world. In part, this was because Iran seemed to be trying to seize the lead in the Muslim world and put themselves forward as the main Muslim country, just as Turkey had been under the Ottomans. It will be recalled that the Caliphate was established in Turkey for centuries. They weren't Arabs either, which was an annoyance for many in the Middle East. So it was that the revolution in Iran caused a reaction in the Arab world and had the effect of reviving militant Islam there, as the Sunnis asserted themselves as the true leaders of Islam in the world, not like those upstart heretics in Iran. So it was that events in Iran spread outward and caused a sea change in the view of their religion among some of those in Arab countries. Of course, places like Egypt had always had a problem with the Muslim Brotherhood, but there had been crackpots on the fringe. Now they became mainstream. This took almost 10 years to be seen by ordinary people in Britain, and it was the publication of a novel by Salman Rushdie which caused Islamism to become visible here. His book, The Satanic Verses, was regarded as blasphemous in Iran in their new feverish mood of dedication to Islam. And when Ayatollah Khomeini put a price on Rushdie's head, some Muslims in Britain began cutting up rough and protesting here and threatening to kill him. This was the first time that we had ever seen anything like that among British Muslims, although we've certainly seen similar things since then. This then is the origin of what we see so much of in the modern world. That is to say, Islam as a militant and sometimes aggressive force in the West. The Muslim terrorism that we have seen in Britain, France and America also has its roots in the Iranian Revolution, by which it may be seen that the present problems with Iran are no more than a continuation of an unfortunate series of events which began 45 years ago.